Welcome to the podcast, everyone. I'm your host, Greg Chatmendy, along with my co-host, Gavin Mildrizzle. Still outgoing now. It's just like delayed by 5 seconds. I don't know how you did that. That's interesting. You just open the stream and you can hear what I'm talking about. Oh my god. Alright, so Gavin fixes that. You'll be hearing two of me explain what we're doing here. First off, we will be doing what the hell is that? Oh, Jesus. The feedback loop, man. We haven't even gotten to the start going to shit. Alright, we'll be going through the last week's games. I'll be doing my players of the week, which I have not planned beforehand because I always forget about it until I go live. Classic Chatmendy. Don't worry, I have the AFC ones down. It's the Gavin. There's still like 3-4 playoff spots left. There's three. Well, except for the NFC and the AFC. And no, you got it wrong. It's gonna be the Jags, the Texans, and the. All right. So, alright, as per usual, we're going to start off with predictions. It's always what we do first. I don't know, man. You're going to have to deal with Echo Mendy, for, I guess, Chad. Yeah, recap. Alright, Eagles football team line or Panthers Saints line? Eagles football team or Panthers Saints? Alright, good, because I didn't watch Panthers Saints. Sorry. Eagles football team. This is going to be an ASMR thing, so I don't echo nearly as bad. Okay, never mind, it's just as bad now. I just sound like I'm whispering. It picks up every single thing I say. Word for word. I can hear my mic quality through like 2 different headsets. Okay. Alright, football team Eagles. Goddamn. Well, this game was close, which I know is probably surprising after their last encounter. Well, I guess the last time was whatever. So pretty much the football team stayed in it because the Eagles aren't that great. Can't run the ball. Didn't really do much. The Eagles have players on their roster currently, and the football team kind of don't. So pretty much it came down to one play, and it was an interception in the end zone by Rodney McLeod, I think. That sealed it for the Eagles. They didn't win that game. They don't get a playoff spot probably because, well, we saw what happened today, didn't we? Foreshadowing. But the Eagles won. R.I.P. to the football team. Microphone on. Alright. You can take this game too. Oh, you get to go through all of this. The LC track star. He's on his Antonio Gates type beat. He attended their pro day. They let him come for some reason. And only if they let one of them touch the field for more than one play a drive. It's like they each get one play, and it's like a 10% chance they get a target. Stuart Grayson probably is the most out of those. Brady loves his Gronk. The Eagles seems like a team the Bucs would lose to, though. But you might get Shaq Barrett back, which would help. But I feel like but Jalen Hurts just runs the other way and just kind of goes wherever the hell he wants because the linebackers don't really do anything. Three Finger Man doesn't even really play anymore. His spot's taken by Joe Tryon. Is he gonna Three Finger Man and Robot Arm? Do they combine and conform like a superhuman? Oh. Haha. Interesting. Just like the Miami's offense. The Miami's. Good job, Greg. Whoa, yeah, baby. You see, there was one player named Tua Tagovailoa, and he had one of the most efficient 7-game stretches over the past, 2 seasons. Very efficient. Very good. And then he played this game, and the Titans were like, wait. So you're telling me all these teams they beat just didn't adjust for a left-handed quarterback? Why don't we just do... And then they did. And then Tua died. Because Tua, fun fact, has the lowest deflection rate in the league. Off the line. So what if we just change that? So then they did. Tua didn't know what to do. He threw a pick. He dropped the football. I think he fumbled a total of 4 times. It's not good. Tennessee's offense didn't even have to do anything. But Devontae Foreman decided he wants to anyway. He's he has to get a contract next season. There's no way he's going to be RB1 for the Titans. So he's just... Dolphins
defense goes back.
The Titans didn't even really throw the ball because they didn't have to because the Dolphins front 7 is so atrocious that even they might have a great corner room and their safeties might be really good at what they do, but their linebackers don't do anything. But their middle linebacker, Jerome Baker, how much I love him, pretty much just a blitz linebacker. Andrew Van Ginkel doesn't really do it. He's not fast enough to do it. He just tackles. All he does is tackle. He's just Blake Martinez. That's the problem with the Dolphins, and unfortunately for them, due to a wild turn of events, this loss kicked them out of the playoffs. So rest in peace to the Dolphins. We're going to need some Ace Ventura on the beat.
5-0 bombers incoming.
And I guess since we're going to go back in line, I will continue this game for another atrocities like the Dolphins D-line. Since this is technically on my line from the Jags and the Patriots. The Jags played a competitive game. If you found competitive the equivalent of Cumberland College laying on the ground and giving up. Trevor Lawrence was bad, as per usual, because he has no coaching, no help, and he's playing Bill Belichick. Pretty much a terrible combination for any rookie quarterback. Mac Jones just kind of had to throw the ball to, what's his name? Marcus Stevenson? Is that his name?
Alabama versus Vanderbilt.
What's his name? Is it Marcus? I'm not talking about Ramondre Stevenson. I'm talking about someone else. Not that one. Not that one. I think we're 17 maybe. Rookie this year. Oh, he had 2 touchdowns. But pretty much those 2 touchdowns could have ended the game for the Patriots. But they decided to drop 50 instead. The Jags, they're already dead. These players just want contracts, bro. Like, you'd have to do this to them. Let the Jags pay these guys a lot of money because they'd look good for like 2 weeks. Why'd you have to do that? I mean, come on. There it is. They might have lost last week. Oh yeah, that game did just kind of happen. Is make Carson Wentz play. I mean, maybe in like 2016, so Mike Zimmer would cut him all over again. Like, I can guarantee you, even though Greg Joseph only missed like 1 kick of note and people ha-ha'd because Vikings, he's probably going to get cut too. And then Mike Zimmer's going to get fired. Speaking of things firing, we had 2 offenses firing on all cylinders and a defense that should all get fired. We have the Chiefs and the Bungles. This game was very, very entertaining. Chiefs fans will complain that there was ref ball at the end, and I can say, shut up. One bad call doesn't mean the game was all ref ball and the ref screwed you entire. But the Bengals won this game, which was, we love it. Love it for the Bengals. They have been eliminated from the 1 seed too. But, this is great. Jamar Chase had a massive day, broke a bunch of records. Took Justin Jefferson's record. He took, who else's record did he take? I don't remember who he took. The single game rookie record. He had a ridiculous game for over 280 yards, 3 touchdowns. The Chiefs he wasn't even like running like creative routes. He was just pretty much just running straight, and they couldn't do anything about it. And he made some great plays. Jamar Chase is a fantastic player, and that's why he's my wide receiver 1. And maybe I was wrong about the Bengals needing O-line more if they can just throw it to Jamar Chase every play and he catches it, which is nice for them. They even have a kicker who can make a kick. Granted, it was 10 yards away. And the only bad news for you Bengals is that Joe Burrow tweaked his knee, it looked like. So you're getting Brandon Allen this week just to not risk it. Congratulations, Cincy. You did it. I'm an audition for quarterback of the New York Giants. I also have more yards on my career than the Giants had this game. Well, it didn't matter who lost this game. Giants had both these. Bears legend. You know, Mike Lennon wanted to finally let the Bears get a win. Hot take. They should trade Saquon while his value might still be at least a little bit high. They won't, but based on the production he's given you, you're right. It'll probably be 5 years, $80 million. That's my guess. Oh. Really getting it to him. And then he'll tear his ACL for 2 of them. It's just kind of like the Bills in the first half of this game. You know, the scoreboard might not tell the same story as the actual game, but the Bills weren't good. The Bills had a really stupid safety happen at the beginning of the game. Matt Ryan got a touchdown called back, but and he got called taunting because he thought it was a touchdown. So he was like, yeah, because he hadn't scored a rushing touchdown in a very long time, and he got like hyped, right? But he got called back. But there was also a taunting call because he like talked crap, and then and so then the ball went back 15 yards. From the 1, and that's dumb, and that's why taunting needs to go. If players I know like NFL's big focus this year was mental health, but if you can't handle trash talk on a football field where you have 6'3", 200-pound men running around, you know, maybe you're a little weak. They probably couldn't even last in a modern Fortnite lobby if that's the case. Oh, look. Someone scored a touchdown after beating me in coverage after I said he's going to get clamped. And he said he's just better while looking at me. That's 15 yards taunting. Oh no, they looked in my general direction. Anyway, back to this game. Bills fans think they're going to the Super Bowl again. Keep dreaming. That's just because the AFC is wild. You know what's actually going to happen to the Bills? They'll lose to the Patriots in the first round. If the Chargers even make the playoffs, you know. Could be Raiders Steelers. All right, next we have Cardinals Cowboys. Gavin, take it away. They're pretty much like the same teams. No defense. The quarterback just kind of throws it deep. Are you talking about that Antoine Wesley guy? He's been like getting a lot of touchdowns. He's like the new AJ Green. Might not be that good, just kind of gets touchdowns. Well, today they looked alright. Granted, they were playing the Eagles. Hey, but the Eagles were led by Gardner Minshew, so it is still an accomplishment. Laugh. No, I think he had a bonus and he was going to break the Eagles receiving record. So they were like, "Nuh-uh, get out of here." Like the San Francisco 49ers, who you think would beat a team like the Texans in General Leagues, considering that David Cole's a first year head coach. But Kyle Shanahan just kind of forgot for a while to keep being good. So honestly, nothing in this game really mattered. The Niners won. It was kind of too close for comfort. But Trey Lance won his first NFL. He didn't sign his first NFL start, but he won his, round of applause for Trey Lance, everyone. More wins than Jordan Love. I think Gavin exploded by that comment. And next year, they'll probably do the exact same thing because they're the Broncos. Who will be their quarterback next year? I don't know. Probably like Jameis Winston. Yeah, he's not on the Saints after the season. They just paid Taysom Hill, and Jameis was hurt, so I'm assuming he's going to go somewhere else now. And the Broncos don't have much of that cap room. Taysom Hill's getting paid wacko money, and considering he's just worse Jalen Hurts, which is impressive, by the way. Worse Jalen Hurts, who's just worse Tyler Huntley, who's just worse Lamar Jackson. It all comes full circle in the end. But speaking of Tyler Huntley, he was back. Was he back this week? He was back this week. The Ravens, I think, were really impressive this year, but you deserve it for stomping on the Titans logo. They weren't allowed to have anything. No running backs, no corners, no quarterback. They're doing too well, so they had to get rid of that one too. No O lineman. Granted, that's not because of injuries. It's just because their O line sucks. I said Mark Andrews, and people thought Hollywood Brown was so good because they played Madden or something. Like, I don't know. This Ravens team played really well. The Rams just aren't that good. Either or. It's both possible. But the Ravens not making the playoffs makes me happier than you could ever know. Oh, they might. They could. I doubt it, but they could. And the Rams just kind of did their thing. OBJ had a game-winning touchdown at the end, and the Ravens couldn't really do anything else from there. Von Miller had a game-stealing sack. I believe Von Miller had 2 or 3 sacks. I only had 2. I only had 1, and I'm just thinking of a different stat. I don't know. The Rams won. They didn't look very good, and the Ravens are just dying. So, please, someone put them out of their misery. Like the Detroit Lions and Seattle Seahawks, in all honesty.
Seahawks score a lot. Lions tried, but that's all.
All right. Thank you, Gavin, for your input. Don't forget Tim Boyle was starting, so the Lions never really had a chance. Vikings, Packers. Pretty much what they did here is they started a quarterback that really gave them no chance. They refused to change it up after it wasn't working, and the Packers won. Really did not really have to do anything. Pretty much all that happened was people lost even more respect for Mike Zimmer after he went. I've seen enough of Kellen Mond. After not even getting a shot in an NFL game, when you're starting quarterbacks out and your current one isn't playing very well, he's just the fact that he wasn't fired years ago is so impressive to me. But it's Mike Zimmer, everyone. But listen to Antonio Brown, Vikings fans. Mike Zimmer is the future. He'll lead you to glory. Unlike Baker Mayfield. As long as he doesn't get around any more like colleges, as long as he doesn't go any of those, then it's probably for the best. No. The next Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback. I can see it now. It feels like it fits almost too well. Famous Jameis Winston. You can see it, right? I can see it. I thought you were going to say Matt Ryan. He has 3 more kids. I guess we're going to go, since I don't really know how to segue into this game, we're going to go over Cowboys Eagles real quick. Because I don't know where the hell Chiefs... it's all the way down here. Whatever, I'm already, we already started. The Cowboys dropped 51 on the Eagles, and the game was actually further apart besides the Quez Watkins garbage time touchdown. The Eagles were playing backups, and the Cowboys were playing all of their starters, including Dak Prescott. So really, there was no shot at winning, but Cowboys fans probably are really happy after they still haven't beat a team with more than 10 wins. Or 10 or more wins. Which really adds to their strength of schedule, honestly. Makes them top tier. Like, oh, I forgot about that. Shit. Let's be honest, Melvin Gordon had a 50-50 shot of fumbling anyway. It's Melvin Gordon. Well, because he had just gotten like 2 20-yard runs. So he was resting. Yeah. He was too busy carrying the entire team, so he had to take a break, and as soon as he left, they fucked it up. Let's not forget that I thought Javonte Williams was better than Travis Etienne. Now, granted, we'll probably never get to see Travis Etienne, but does that make me wrong? I think not. I think it makes me right. You know what? It always works out. We take players in the first round that have never played a position before, and we make them play that position. Let's be honest, Travis Etienne would have been the starting running back, though. Your Urban Meyer hated James Robinson. Absolutely despised him. I sure do hope so. No, they'll probably get someone really wacky. I could see them getting I can see them getting Eric Bieniemy, and let me tell you, getting a Andy Reid disciple has never ever gone wrong for anyone. Andy Reid disciples never ever go wrong for anyone. Don't ask anyone that lives within like a 3 trillion mile range of Chicago. That too. Or really any team. Yeah. Those Reid disciples just don't work out. At least Belichick has some good ones. Like you can kind of call Vrabel a disciple. He's not really though. He's more of an Urban Meyer disciple, which I think is really funny. True. Who wanted him? The Raiders, right? Is that who wanted him? I think the Bears will probably end up getting John Harbaugh. Is what's going to happen to the Bears fans if they don't fire Nagy. But the problem apparently the Bears are having, I know this is like off tangent, and I should probably give my players a leak, but the problem the Bears and the Jags are having, are gonna have, is that no one wants to work under their GMs. Which, I mean, would you want to work under Ryan Pace or Jags GM, who I believe was who was the old Niners GM before John Lynch that killed the team? What's his name? It's that guy. Should have never gotten a job in Jacksonville, but did anyway. It doesn't matter. They don't want to work for those guys. So oh, Trent Bullock, right. Yeah. No one wants to work for those two guys because they're terrible and they've done nothing but hurt the organizations they work for. So, and the McCaskies aren't going to fire both. It's coming out that they're likely to bring back Ryan Pace, so congrats, Bears fans. Your head coach gets to be like Todd Bowles. They just hired a Canadian dude. Literally, that hire was because they found him funny. That's the reason their head coach was it. No, they were going to pick Trustman anyway. And the actual reason is because they got along great. It's the Bears. You can tell the Bears don't put much thought into this entire head coach thing. Next thing you know, it could be Lovie Smith coming back. Yeah, Arlington Heights, here they come. I mean, I wouldn't want to stay in Soldier Field either. That place is a dump. The field isn't taken care of. The renovations killed it. Okay, yeah, Players of the Week. AFC Offensive Player of the Week is Jamar Chase, obviously. Defensive Player of the Week is TJ Watt with his 4 sacks. NFC no, that's just a fantasy player. No, they didn't even win the game. I can't think of anybody. Go back to these games real quick. Antoine Wesley, congratulations. Bringing it full. No, I got it. The real reason the Buccaneers won this game, Antonio Brown. Without it, Cyril Grayson probably would have never even been on the field. So, Antonio Brown, because he won the Buccaneers the game. And now defensively, I have no idea. No clue. Yeah, I can't think of anyone. Oh, I'm just going to go with Robert Quinn. He broke the Bears single season record, which you'd think it would belong to like Kilmack or something. No, it's Robert Quinn that owns that now, which I think is the most Bears thing ever. Now you get to pay Robert Quinn, Chicago. He'll probably leave, realistically, because he'll probably get like a 3-year, $100 million contract from like the Jets. All right, now on to predictions. I said 3-year, $100 million, but sure, that works. The Jeffy Bezos contract. Make Robert Quinn the richest man in football history. All right. Who's gonna win? The Packers backups or the Lions? Why? Great. Packers anyway, even if they don't actually start their starters. Colts Jaguars, I have the Jaguars. Now you might be asking, why are you both picking the Jaguars? Well, here's a fun stat for you. The Indianapolis Colts have not won in Jacksonville since 2014. That was the last time the Colts have won in Jacksonville. Over all these terrible, terrible seasons, the Colts just can't win in Jacksonville. They lost to the last year Jaguars. The Jaguars would have gone 0-16 if the Colts could just... That's why we're going Jaguars. Football team. Giants still don't have an offense. Now, the football team defense might suck, but it's the Giants' offense. Sure. Bears, Vikings. Captain COVID's probably coming back. So that one. Bucks, Panthers. Bucks probably. Panthers suck. Dolphins, Patriots. I have Dolphins. Saints. Titans. Pittsburgh. Bills. Okay. Nick Chubb. Ty. I know I have Raiders. Rams. This game already happened. I picked the Chiefs. I think the score is gonna be 28-24. Four. Say 4. Cardinals? I guess. Well, like Cardinals do if the Rams lose. No, if the Cardinals win, they win the division. And if the Cardinals win and the Rams lose. Alright, now on to the wild card. Oh, wait. There's no Thursday. Okay, so... That's... Are we gonna have to do a Friday podcast just to get that in? Yeah, sure, man. I don't know what you're not gonna know what the schedule's gonna be. We're gonna have to make it up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, close. They probably should have. Patriots. Bengals. Chiefs. Yeah, of course you are. Cardinals. Who's in the what? It's Saints. Saints. The Saints. Oh. Eagles. Cardinals. Rams. You'll probably get them again either Saturday morning or Friday night with the actual bracket, and we'll go through and make our entire playoff predictions. And from then on out, we will be making stuff up for the podcast, and it'll probably go from weekly to bi-weekly after the postseason. That's also probably very possible, because there's just nothing to talk about until... Well, I actually... Yeah, we're gonna do draft stuff. That's kind of like that's my thing. That's the one thing I do. Alright, speaking of the one thing... Okay, power rankings. Where did I put my phone? Yeah. Those, we have to do those. Yeah. Yeah. Me neither. I didn't watch the first half. Of course it was. Jerry Jones is petty like that. It would have been even better if they requested that he'd be... Of course, if you're new here, we don't put the eliminated teams in the power rankings because they're not worthy. R.I.P. football team. Are you taking evens? Okay. And next we have a team that actually are in the playoffs already, with the Eagles. Now, if you watch their performance today and against terrible teams sometimes, you can kind of tell why these people are here. It's not good. Not good. Alright, look at my stream real quick, and then just look on the right side for all the injury things. Ronnie Stanley. There's Calais Campbell's around. It doesn't have the one from Lamar Jackson, but he's hurt. Let's see. Marcus Peters is hurt. Of course. We also have the Kevin Zeitler keeps getting hurt a lot. Jimmy Smith, I believe, has been hurt quite a bit. Where is... Oh, I already passed. Gus Edwards is hurt. Yep. I think you get the point. Nick Boyle, I believe. No, he tore his ACL last season. Jerwan James tore his ACL this season. Yeah, this team's hurt. LJ Fort. A little itty-bitty hood. Team that isn't hurt, but kind of plays like they are, is the Steelers. They're just kind of slow and boring to watch. It's just the nature of the NFL and the top-heavy nature of the NFC. People are like, the NFC is so much better. I'm like, it has less good teams. It is significantly less interesting to watch because it doesn't matter. The wildcard round pretty much doesn't matter, and the one game is going to matter. Kind of like the Saints against the Vikings a couple years ago. You put up a valiant effort. They started from bad to the Dolphins. So... The Dolphins may have traded their pick away, but they pretty much got their pick anyway. Next we have the Colts, who probably will make the playoffs. It's just now you know how to stop them. It's not, and that is a question of can you stop them? Because Jonathan Taylor's really good at football, but like, you know, he just run, and they run into a team like the Titans, they will probably lose again because I think the Titans actually might have. Well, besides the Saints in this universe, I think the Titans probably have the best defense, like all around, left in the postseason. Maybe because the Bengals. Yeah, but like the Rams are also pretty banged up too. As I mean, no, the Chargers defense is awful. I mean, the Colts defense is pretty good. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm like excluding the Colts because we're talking about teams that could. Yeah, and the corner that has given up the most amount of yards this season. And people say, "Oh, that's because he's gotten targeted a lot." But then he's not getting he's getting targeted because the receiver he's covering is wide open. Okay. Sorry, I just have to complain about Trayvon Diggs. Micah Parsons been really good. There's one a year. It's like a tradition. The Cowboys are a one and done at this point. Kind of like the Cards, but unfortunately, one of these teams will probably. Yeah. And I think this college football team is gonna sneak it through against a team that thinks they're good because they blow out bad teams. The Raiders. You can't do the raspy Raiders. If I'm a Raiders fan, I think I really want the Raiders to make the playoffs and then win a game. Because if you do, you don't get Dan Quinn. Jen Harbaugh apparently just wants to come here, but like, I think their coach has done a good enough job. You know, I think it'd be at least worth giving him a second shot, unless you think you can find a current candidate that blows him out of the water. Where he loses a different player every single week to a DUI. God damn it, Nate Hobbs. Like, okay, so we were talking about it. Go back to the early podcast after the Monday Night Football game they had against the Ravens. We were talking about how you should always get help if you have a drinking problem because they were talking about Darren Waller and Max Crosby. And then Henry Ruggs happened, and now Nate Hobbs and Damon Arnett is probably on some form of drugs. It's just because it's so readily available in Vegas too, isn't it? Speaking of Antonio Brown, we have one of his former teams in the New England Patriots who will make the playoffs. Did I miss a team? Did I skip one? Okay. I feel like the Patriots are the most, like, their team. Because it feels like every team you can have an opinion on, but the Patriots are just kind of the Patriots. Hey, but he really likes some good jokes from Mac Jones. And the joke that is the Jacksonville Jaguars. I would have laughed too, honestly. The only thing that can break Bill Belichick is the Jaguars' eternal sucking. Gavin made this list. They won't even make the playoffs, and they'll make the postseason power rankings. Okay, yeah, but the rule is once you're eliminated, you can't be talked about because you're not worth mentioning. I mean, they're not, but like... If they're in, we're obligated to. It's the rules I set. Yeah, what about him? You gonna... Split. Yeah, pick them. You'll... It's just 4 quarters of continuous kneeling by backup quarterbacks. Mariota ends up having like negative 50 yards from 50 kneel balls. That'd be great. I'd watch all of that. On prime time too. Oh, it's the 2021-22 season. It'll be like the Josh Palmer too. At number 7, we have the worst good team I think I've ever seen. It's the Bills. You know my opinion on the Bills. If you don't know my opinion on the Bills, well, here it is. So, no, we don't have time for we don't have time for another Bills rant. Just know, I'm watching you, Buffalo. No, I'm not, because I don't want to watch you because you suck. I was so close to getting the MVP right too. Only if he didn't throw like 8 picks the last 2 weeks. Not if Hub Arkish has anything to say about it. He's a jerk. Grr. Grr. Cooper Kupp. He's actually on a radio station. He works for a radio station called The Score. That one. You know the one. Yes, the Rams. There's not much to say other than Matt Stafford stopped throwing interceptions. Okay, my phone could stop locking, please, and blocking up my fingerprint. Alright. Alright, number 5, we have one of my friend's sisters. Now, she's kind of a jerk, I'm gonna be honest. Not a real good person. No, the only thing about... you should clip that and send it to them. But Kansas City, they lost to the Bengals and they barely beat the Broncos. So you get to be here. You're not the 1 seed anymore. So, well, you are now actually, only by the fact that you've played your game. Whatever. You know, I still stand by the Mahomes curse, and I'm not talking about the Patrick one. I'm talking about the Jackson Mahomes curse, and what's his wife's name? Oh, what's his wife's name? Brianna, maybe? It doesn't matter, but it's the Mahomes curse where anyone in his family ruins everything for him, and they don't have a defense. At all. Not even close to a defense. Hey, you know, Baker is his bitch, I guess. So you. Oh yeah, that makes sense. That adds up. Let's go. Almost lost to the Jets. Don't look at the teams above this list and question it. Don't do that. No, I thought I got rid of this guy. He's a competing rapper, guys. What are you doing? Alright, number 3, we have the Tennessee Titans. I could have gone Roby again. You give me too much power. Yeah, but they're not getting Derrick Henry back this week. But if they beat the Texans, which they should, neither did they. But they have AJ Brown this time. He was injured the entire game. Shut up. Just because he played a couple downs doesn't mean he was. Whatever. Devontae Foreman hadn't shown up yet. They have an O-line again. Fun fact: for when they played the Dolphins, it was the first time their entire left side of the line had been healthy the entire season. They were probably overjoyed. I'm sure Devontae Foreman's 180 yards he was thrilled with that. But they're getting players back, and their defense is good. They only had one Pro Bowler, though, which is really confusing considering Jeffrey Simmons has been probably the best interior lineman this season. I voted for him. Obviously, I voted for him. Harold Landry also didn't make it, but I think that's more fair because there's just a lot of good edge rushers in the AFC. But Chris Jones made it as a D tackle, and he doesn't even play D tackle anymore. They use him as an edge rusher. It's where he should be. He wasn't good this season. I mean, he's Chris Jones, so he's like, that level of good. But he wasn't as good as Jeffrey Simmons. Jeffrey Simmons was phenomenal. And if anyone says otherwise, I wasn't done. I still hadn't made a joke about how Big Jeff is now Tiny Jeff because we have Big Brett Kern. The Louisiana Roars. Go Tigers. Borgeron? Ed Orgeron? He doesn't even work for LSU anymore. There's apparently something controversial happened. I don't remember or care. You might be thinking, oh, Greg, why don't you care? You're a draft guy. You should watch a lot of college football. I don't. I do. But I don't watch any of it live, and I don't watch it with any commentary. Hey, Mike Vrabel probably was the reason he succeeded at Ohio State, judging by how both of their careers panned out. And Jamar Chase is a god among men, too. Alright, number 1, we have the Tennessee Titans. And let me tell you about Jeffrey Simmons. Alright, well, okay, no, it's the Packers. They're the only team to clinch, and they've been the most consistently good. They've also been really injured. Probably not as injured as the Ravens or Titans. But they've been injured, and it looks like they're starting to get healthy, and they have the 1 seed, and the NFC kind of sucks. Looks like it's just right for the taking. And that was our list. If you disagree, we don't care. But you can tell us anyway, and we'll probably argue with you. Even though this list really has no meaning to us. But This is why Gavin makes hello, everyone. And this is Chatmendy along with my co-host Gavin Mudrizzle saying.